Record aside.
Hi everybody, thanks for coming back. How's your coffee break?
Great.
So I've actually checked your assignment that you have done, and I'm very happy that most of you actually understand what CG is all about. And I hope what you learned today, you can share with your colleagues and especially your bosses so that they can implement these CG practices in the company. So before we go to the next module, we shall recap what we have learned in the first module. Maybe you all can share with me, like Zaino, what you actually learned from the previous module one.
Be a good example when you become a leader.
Be a good example when you become a leader. Yes, leadership by example. Okay, that is number one. That is under the title of the good governance. And Iman, can recall, try to recall what you've learned in module one.
Don't bribe.
Bad governance, bribery, right, in the office. So we try not to have that kind of bad, improper practice in the company. So, and what else?
To pick the right person.
To pick the right person for the company,
Yes.
for that position. Yes, very good point, which I did not actually emphasize just now. He has a very good point. That means the CEO or whoever who is hiring, right, especially HR, has to really evaluate the quality of the personnel that is joining the company, right? So, Jacinta, anything that you can think of from the last module? The reason why I ask you because I want you to really understand before we proceed to the next module. How about Fatih?
May I? Yeah. Integrity.
Yes.
So that's very important for good governance. That means that's the first thing you, not to say the first thing, but the core, the backbone of good governance.
Yeah, integrity, important in any organization.
Yeah.
If you don't have integrity or you hire someone, initially they show very good performance, but behind the scene, as you promote the person, right, after the person go to higher position, greed starts to creep in. That is happening in most of the organization. So Fatin,
must raise concerns on the bad governance.
yeah, whistleblower. So for whistleblower, this kind of protection to have in a company, of course HR has to work with the MD to come up with some rules and regulations. But these things maybe for smaller firm is a bit difficult, but bigger firm maybe they will start implementing in Malaysia. So anything else, Jacinta, you want to share anything? No, it's okay. So let's go to module 2, recognizing roles and responsibility. That means you have to recognize your duty and responsibility. If you like, in a company, if you are CEO, what should we do? If you are junior staff, what should we do? For me to explain further on this, what we can do is that we go category by category, right? So module 2, okay, next one. Okay, introduction. A fundamental component to establish a robust corporate governance culture is the clear recognition and understanding of roles and responsibilities. In this module, we will explore the pivotal role of recognizing roles and responsibilities plays in ensuring transparency, accountability, and ethical decision making within your organization. Let's go into detail about well-defined framework for roles and responsibilities that can strengthen the corporate governance practices so that your company can achieve a long-term success. Right? Next one. Okay. Clarity in organization structure. Do you have a proper organization chart in your company? I know.
Yeah, you just.
But is it clear? that you have actually listed down?
We have short terms and long terms organization chart. Yeah.
What do you mean by short-term and long-term organization chart?
Short term is the one that what we have now.
That
for
means
in
your
an
organization is for
because we
short-term.
are not big,
Uh-huh.
just a few of us. So and then we have the long term means how
Propose.
we're going to explain for the proposal, so to expand for the future company growth.
Very good. That means currently you have an organization structure, but it's more for current,
Current
present.
situation, yeah.
And in your planning, you plan to expand the company. That's why you have also put in place your long-term organization structure,
Yeah.
a future organization structure, which is very good. That means you pre-plan what you're going to do with the organization. So the next one, defining decision-making authority. This one. Okay, as I mentioned earlier, we're going to break this thing into different levels. Let's break into, let's say, C-suite management. C-suite management means we have board directors and we have all the CFO, CEO, all the senior management people. And then we have middle management and we have junior management. So let's go to C-suite management, clarity in organizational structure. So if at board level, I give you an example for board members. Board members, do they need to have clarity in the structure?
Yeah.
They need to, right? That means board directors, who are they accountable? I mean, who are they reporting to? The board members. I'm talking about a company which is listed in Malaysia, a publicly listed company. If at board level, who are they accountable? I mean, reporting to?
To the shareholders.
To the shareholders, right? So they do have their like structure. The board members report to the shareholders. The board members also have to report to people in the public, like analysts, fund managers. They are the one, the caretaker for the company, so that the company can sustain in the market and the share price, can reflect on the effectiveness of how the board member is run, how the board is run. So, defining decision-making authority. What will happen if the CEO is not given a proper authority on decision-making? And the board member said, anything also you have to come to us, anything that you do have to come to us. They do not have a very in detail, like they call it authority limit. That means they never list down what can you do, what you cannot do. But small thing, you have to still come back to us. Sometimes the board members, they do in such a way that, okay, small issues, you come to us. And there is no clear guideline for the CEO. So if that's the case, the CEO will be very busy, right? Right or not? They don't have a proper guidelines. So it's very important for them to define decision-making authority. What kind of decision can the CEO, he himself can make? A big contract, okay, but big contract, how big? If you want to buy a company car, do you need to get the permission from all the board members? Say 10 board members. No need, right? So there must be a cap, right? There must be a threshold. So the threshold can be ranging like, okay, MD, CEO, this level, what kind of purchase, what kind of spending that you can spend in the company, maybe up to, within your own power, up to 500,000. Okay, if it's above 500,000, what kind of approval that you require from the board members? So the next one, accountability and transparency. Say for example, I'm talking about C-suite members now. Say for example, the CEO, he's given this task, okay, to build the business of the company, to increase the revenue of the company, to make sure the company achieve double-digit growth for the company for the whole year. When it comes to financial year end, the board members want to see in your audited accounts. Last year, we achieved net profit of 3 million. This year, I want to achieve 5 million. And then the CEO, during the board meeting, very gung-ho, yes, I will do this, I'll do this, I'll do this, I will go and see this particular party, this government to get this grant to do this, to do this. Whatever you say, bear in mind that during your board meeting, the company secretary will jot down the minutes in the writing, right? Okay? So in the event that when it comes to follow-up, Board meeting normally they have it on a quarterly basis. When it comes to after 3 months, the board will come back and ask you, hey, last month and last 3 months ago, you mentioned to us you're going to secure this contract of 40 million with the particular client. Have you got it? Have you got it, or have you started the discussion, or have you signed any memorandum of understanding? Have you started doing? So as a CEO, you must deliver what you have said. You cannot say, oh, the case is still pending because we have other bigger project to do. So if this thing happen, right, it shows that the CEO, whatever you say, it's like you are not responsible. You say it just because to make your position like, hey, I'm the CEO, I can do this, I can do this. Actually, if tell you the truth, there are many like that. They get handsome salary, they get good salary, 1 month 60,000, 1 month 50,000, or some even 1 month 80,000. But they lap out only, They never do. But during board meeting, and some CEO, especially that kind of CEO that from overseas one, I don't want to say, their English banyak bagus kan, very good. So they will claim a lot, during the board meeting. We can do this, we can do this, we can do that. But when it comes to delivery, deliver the result, right? They will try to create a lot of story again.
Correct.
So, right or not?
That's right.
Doctor, correct?
Yeah, that's
You
right.
experienced before. A lot of people try to be like that. They try to use the way command of English, the way they portray themselves, okay, to impress others, to make themselves look good. But when it comes to KPI, right, they achieve either kosong or maybe only 20%. So they must be accountable. You are given this kind of salary and you talk only, you are not accountable with whatever you want to do. Okay, that's accountability. For transparency, a lot of people, they are not transparent. They are not transparent in front of the board members. They say, yeah, we have to follow corporate governance. Company secretary, annual report, you put in the corporate governance statement, we are in compliance with the CG statement. We are in compliance with the sustainability statement, all this, right? But in actual fact, when you ask the junior staff, right, you ask the middle management staff, they will tell you, mana ada, company pun tak pernah buat. So a lot of times, right, people do not give the true picture in whatever they have published. Yeah, so not transparent enough. Okay, another transparency example is like earlier on I told you about my CEO was unhappy about me not allocating the shares to the particular friend's wife. So that shows that they're not transparent. Who is the wife? But the fact that I was a co-sec, I have to protect the interests of all the directors because I have to accountable for my position, okay, as a company secretary, and I'm accountable and answerable to my association that, I take care of the board. So therefore, that transparency, Then compliance and ethics, about compliance. Many companies, they come out with a lot of rules and regulations, but sometimes they take a shortcut. They don't comply. So these are also not very good for a company, poor governance. So if you want to implement something, you have to make sure the staff all follow. And how to make sure all the staff follow? You have to do some checking, check and balance all the time. You cannot put too much focus on one staff and let the staff do everything. So this is an example. Let's go to detail on this. Okay, clarity. Hierarchy, structure. What kind of structure that you have? Zaino, the hierarchy structure, right? Like your company, right? How do you set?
We have the board director and then we have CEO under the board. Then below CEO we have 2 directors on the team itself. So they have a creative and programs.
Do you have dotted line?
Dotted line?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have dotted line for account and also for what they call it, associates. So because we have some JV and partners for other programs and for long term.
Sometimes I find that a lot of companies, right, they have dotted line. The reason why I ask you about dotted line, sometimes I find companies, they have the organization structure, the change of command, but they have a lot of dotted line, which cause a lot of confusion sometimes. Say for example, MD, CFO, okay, then GM, all dotted line to one personal assistant.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Ours is not, ours is below CEO, they will have dotted line for our associates. That's just only one category, but they will report to me.
All of them will report to you. So do you find any like conflicts or confusion in whatever you
No, because we example like we have whichever partners that we're gonna do MOU will be under the associates, like a few training team, and then also some yayasan, and then our something like we call it anyone we call it freelance, we put under the associates. So that's based on the job basis.
I see. Doctor, you're saying that you are actually lecturer for
Yeah.
university, right?
Yes.
Do they also have a proper hierarchical structure?
Yes. That one is very important, especially the government. We call it government agencies. So our structure, we have a macro structure.
Oh, macro.
Macro, which is university structure. We have vice chancellor, deputy vice chancellor, and all that. So we call it macro, where they oversee the whole university. So macro. And we have micro structure, which is in the faculty itself. So the dean will take care of the faculty. So inside the faculty, we have 3 departments, and we have local organization, which is the department. So we have 3 layers. From the macro, micro, and local, which is more
Like
localized.
yourself, now you are reporting to
I am reporting to my dean.
your team.
So I'm reporting to my dean, and I'm reporting to my head of department. My head of department, which is from the local structure, which is a departmental structure. My head of department reporting to the dean, and the dean is reporting to the vice chancellor.
Well, that is the highest.
Yes. So this is how we work in the faculty.
I think for universities, their organization chart is more structured. It's
Yeah.
it's clearer.
Yes.
Because like for companies, right,
Mm.
especially SMEs, they all like, they have family members.
Yeah.
So they like
Yes.
to put their own families inside the company.
Yeah.
So the structure always sometimes like run. Like for example, the son just came back from overseas,
Yeah.
no experience. Then they just insert the person as a director.
SEO. Yeah.
So that will discuss
Yes.
more under this job description.
Yeah. Just that when it comes to lecturer, our basically our rotation of leaders, we have rotation of leaders because most of us will work there probably around 20 to 30 years. So if let's say you are the head of department, you only be the head of department for a minimum of 1 year and maximum of 3 years.
Oh, okay.
So, and then after 1 year or after 3 years, you will step down and other people will continue
It's like by rotation.
by rotation. So
Right.
it is very different with other government organization structure. For example, when they have the director will be there until they pension or until they end the service.
So every year they will re-election.
Yes, the dean, the head of department, the VC. So it is a rotation. So that's why when it comes to integrity, when it comes to corporate governance, you can't do much within 1 year or 3 years. Normally, it will take some time to
Correct,
grow
correct.
the culture.
Correct.
So I noticed that it's very difficult when it comes to this organization structure because you can't do much, and other people will come and change you with a new vision, with a new
3
way.
years is so short.
Yeah, even some is 1 year. So I think when it comes to corporate governance, that's the negative things that I see it as things that can be improved. But on the other hand, there are positive situations where most of the lecturers will have the opportunity to lead. So because you need to at least have a position of in the management, then you will understand the whole structure of university better. So if you never had a post in the management, you just go and teaching every single day, you can't really think big about your organization because you only think about your class, your work.
Yeah,
So there are pro and cons when it comes to this flexible organization. For example, happens in the university.
But like for you, you have experience
Yeah, I
managing
used to
people or
be a head of department for 3 years. So I got to learn about managing people, managing the program, answering to the dean, and also reflecting our program to support the whole university mission and vision, and also to lead the department for 3 years. At least it's quite a time where I can really establish my work culture and way of work within the 3 years. But then whatever you build within 3 years, and then the new person comes in, it's if like you start all over again. So that is what we call it, a fluid or flexible organizations that we are facing in university.
But do you think that is good governance? For the fact that we change every
For the
3
fact
years?
that it's happening that way culturally, not only in UPM, but the rest of the universities are because you have to remember the philosophy of university lecturers is that everyone is a leader. So you must give opportunity for the leader to grow. And being the head of department is the starting of it. Then you have to be the dean, deputy dean, and then you go into a bigger role of management. So that's why this rotation helps to build lecturers as a leader at certain time. But in terms of building the culture and organization, so there's a hiccup, or what we call it. You can't really have one culture, but the culture that we follow is basically the VC. So when the VC change, everything change. You have to start all over again. The way of doing things
It's like a
is
cycle,
different. Yeah.
cyclical effect. Kind
Yes,
of
and also the policy sometimes change. Before this, it was like this, and then when the new person come in, policy change into his preference and just coming like this. So these are the things. But nevertheless, the core philosophy of teaching and learning and research remain. Just that to build the culture is depending on one leader, but our leader keeps on changing. So this is the situation.
I see. It's very different from corporate.
Very different from corporate, yes.
Okay. Good example actually. So the next one we are talking about job description. It's for senior management like you just mentioned. If new people come into the office, you have to sit down with the person, describe to the person, explain to the person what is the job scope, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever come across, you join a company, right? You don't know what you are supposed to do and everybody just dump all the work to you.
Yeah.
I myself I experienced before when I graduated, right?
Yeah.
Because we are very junior.
Yeah.
Okay, when I joined the firm, it's like a secretarial firm. Can be like a storekeeper. Okay, storekeeper. They were very rude to me when the files are all stacking up. You know lah, all the files on their chair, under their chair. All they ask you wear tight skirt, high heels. They ask you to take up everything, arrange a file one by one in the storeroom. They ask you to do anything like that, or they ask you to do stock count. They will ask you to do all these things to let you learn. But after 3 months of doing those jobs, right, I requested the boss to give me a clearer job description because my role there, I want to learn about company secretary, right? I want to learn about what I have graduated lah. So I was told not the time yet because we are short of staff. So as time goes, right, after a while, after 3 or 4 months, I really feel that this is not the place for me, and I resign. When I resign, my boss asked me, why do you want to resign? This is a firm for you, for your own future, this and that. I say, sorry, I find 3 to 6 months, I think I resign after 6 months. It's not something that I want to learn. Storekeeping,
Yeah.
I mean counting how many files.
Mm.
And then every time ask me to go to the storeroom and take the number.
Mm.
When all the senior
Mm.
COSEC will give you a list, you know, like a whole list.
Mm.
They have about 100 files.
Mm.
Okay, and the storeroom is very big,
Mm.
and the files will have the number.
Mm.
You are supposed to collect all the files and distribute to everybody who on their desk.
Mm.
And I'm not saying I don't like this kind of job lah. Imagine you do this kind of job for 6 months and you are a graduate.
Yeah.
What do you learn?
How about the payment? Did they discriminate your salary?
No, of course my first pay was 1,002 last time. Junior staff.
Oh.
So after a while, right, it's a big six, one of the big six firm. After a while, I find that, hey, hello, you want me to take files and do filing all and every time, and then never mind, no. After they have used the file, right, you'll be like this, lying on the floor.
Mm.
They will tell you, mate, before you go back, please put back all the files into the storeroom.
Oh my god.
That bad.
Oh.
So to me,
Mm.
this type of company, right, it's not because I look down on them.
Mm.
This is how they exploit the
Mm.
staff, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And I made a mistake when I joined. When they said, "May, this is the job description,"
Mm.
okay, updating the company secretarial file, keeping making sure the files are in proper order. They put down in the job description.
Mm.
I did not ask for what do you mean by this.
Ah.
So for the 6 months, I know I've been doing things like that. If you were me, will you resign?
Yeah.
Because you are not tapping on my brain.
Yes.
I joined the company, I want to learn because we have our so-called our license, right?
Mhm.
We want to learn how to deal with the board, how to draft resolutions, how to
Mm.
do minutes of meeting. We want to
Yeah,
learn,
yeah.
but we were not given a chance for 6 months, you know. Okay, this is one example. Another example I want to share with you all. I was appointed as a so-called advisor for a corporate communication firm in KL.
Mm.
So as a corporate advisor, of course, when I joined, the staff all they were very unhappy lah, because who are you to come in and teach us and tell my boss what we should do, what we shouldn't do.
Yeah.
So what I did was when I joined the firm, when I attended their so-called Monday report meeting,
Mhm.
because they have to do their not Monday lah, do their so-called update.
Mhm.
Every time when the boss called them for meeting, all of them have to sit there. So I will be sitting in as an observer. Okay, you know what I realized? The company, the staff, they were so fancy that they don't respect the CEO. When the CEO was briefing them, or let's say I ask you, Zainal, would you mind to update your client list, because each person will have, let's say, portfolio of 10 clients. You handle 10 clients of press releases or all these things. I asked Zainal, can you update the group? This company, what is the status now? This and that. You know, I observe how the staff answer the CEO. Hey boss, I'm not free. I'm rushing out this report. Later I pass it to you. Okay, this is one staff. And then another staff, manager, no, she crossed her leg. That means dua kaki angkat. She crossed her leg and she was tapping on her handphone. So the boss asked her, Hui, what's the update now? Okay lah, boss. Okay lah, this company no update lah. It's I called them. They said nothing to update. That's all lah, boss. Boss, we are very busy lah. Then after for meeting So can you please shorten the meeting? I want to go now. So I find that all the staff, they were like 5 staff, and managers and senior exec, all behaving some pattern, you know. So I started to realize that this is not right. So I sat down with the boss. I said, boss, what is the job description? The boss said, no, I said, when I asked them for update, they have to just update me what's going on. But I said, do you realize that your staff, they are playing your laptop, doing their own thing when you are talking? Yeah, I'm used to it, me. I say, sorry, because of your staff attitude like that, right? That's why your client list is getting lesser and lesser. Let's say the client, under the portfolio of the company, they have 100 clients. The reason why the boss get me in, because the boss realized that something is not right in the company. So I asked the boss, I said, do you have your operating manual? The boss said, no. So I said, do you want me to craft out for you one operating manual? He said, yes, you do it for us since you have 6 months here. So what I have done is that I come out with one operating manual, okay? The staff all, they were very unhappy with me because they said, ever since you joined, you make our life miserable. Okay? What I expect them to do is every Monday by 8:30 when they clock into the work, to the office, right, they have to get ready for the update. And update, right, I even give each one of them one term sheet. They have to list down their client, let's say the portfolio, he has 5 clients, right? Each and every client, what is the status and what they have done, and then compare to the deliverables that we have given to the client. That means you told the client for this particular quarter, you will do this for the client. You will do press release, you will bring the client to see analysts, you will bring the client to do this. I asked them to compare. So you know what we found out? A lot of things are done. No wonder client complain. But what? So these are the things. The staff have to understand what are their duties, what is their job scope. So job description and the roles and their title. Even goes to senior management like board directors, right? A lot of companies, I don't know, I know you realize, they like to put in, okay, especially Chinaman company, sorry to say that, they like to put in Malay director's name in their company. You know why? Sometimes, sorry, they say easier for them to get government contract. Betul tak?
Betul.
You all realize that?
Yeah.
So to me, it's like you want to put in this type of people, it's fair enough, okay. But what is the job description? You're paying the person one month 30,000. For PLC, some of the directors fees can be up to 20,000, 30,000. What do they do?
Yeah.
You know, is it justifiable as a shareholder when I see things like that? When I see the background of the person, this kind of background you hire him for what? No lah, for the authority to see a few Malay names. Next time we want to go and get contract, we just show them only lah, and they give us a contract. So we have this kind of thing which I find that is not very nice, not very ethical, you know.
Yeah.
So you realize that a lot,
Yeah.
especially Chinaman run company.
Yeah.
So
It's a must-have,
yeah,
Chinaman,
they must have
proxy. They call it
They must have
proxy.
But if you put in the proxy, macam chairman, the chairman if like let's say ex-PNP chairman, okay lah, they are fair enough, they can help to deal with the minister, to help with the
to get all the
finance networking, that one okay. But the smaller companies, they try to do this now. But to me, it's like you can put in, but make sure the directors, right, the job scope, everything, and the experience gel with the title now. Okay? Okay, this one we have briefed just now on the organization chart. Let's go to the next slide. This topic I'm not too sure whether they are making you all sleepy or not, but I really hope
It's
you have
okay,
more
we are
interaction.
learning, yes, we are learning,
Okay, clear delegation of decision making authority. Clear delegation. Do you think that sometimes if the CEO, right, is too close to the CFO, okay, even though he has clear delegation of decision making authority, right, but sometimes he gives too much power.
Yeah.
You realize or not?
Yes.
Sometimes in any company, the CEO give too much power to the CFO. The CFO is always assume that I call the shot. A lot of things I decide. No need to check with the CEO. Or they always have this kind of thing. I don't know whether you experienced before. I want to get things done. Okay, I ask, okay, Jacinta, please get this thing done for me today. He said, but boss, I got other things to do. I have to rush out the thing first. No. I spoke to CEO already. He said you must do it today. So they always like to use another person's name with upper position, like Zainal.
Our old office.
You know, people like to use, let's say Zainal, he is the CEO, right, of the firm. Okay, Fatih want to get things done. And then he keep asking Jacinta to do. Jacinta said, hey, I tak ada masa lah, ini tak penting lah, saya ada other things to rush. So Fatih said, you jangan main-main lah. Ini bukan instruction dari saya tu. Ini instruction dari saya no.
Yeah.
Then she get frightened lah.
Yeah.
She get frightened.
She will do.
She will do. So this is like abuse lah.
Yeah.
That is like you make your own decision. You know, like Fatin, she make her own decision,
Yeah.
right?
Not good, huh?
So accountability for decision. So if Fatin were to do that, right, she is to accountable. If let's say Jessica go and ask Zainul say, siapa cakap? So things like that. Communication of decision making authority. Okay. If you have given somebody the authority, you have to communicate with the person clearly, right?
Yeah.
So any question about this slide?
I think when it comes to all the 4 points that we are learning now, these are the major issues happening in the corporate governance,
Yes.
especially in Malaysia,
Yeah.
because we have in a company we have Malay, Chinese, and Indian, so we brought up with different culture, but in a melting pot of a company, we need to have one mind, one straight culture that we share together. So I believe the Malaysians have more issues compared to the European, for example, yeah, because they are. But even though with that, they also have their own ethnicities, yeah, even in UK, from Scotland, from Ireland, they are different from the Londoners, right? Even though the dialect, the language is different. If you talk to those from Scotland and Ireland, they don't speak English like ordinary English that we are talking, we are saying. So it is just that not only about the position of this what we call it authority or the organization, but also the people. For example, if let's say you are the CEO, right, and then you are Malays, and then most of the staff is the Malays. They will listen to you more compared to the because they. So how do you? Because we need to have a good corporate governance, but we can't really. We have to respect
How to mitigate this?
the culture.
This is where you come.
Okay.
You need to have a proper framework to tell the staff for this particular project. You have to follow this procedure.
Okay.
Okay, for you to sign off, please get, let's say for example, Jessica, even though she's from different race, right? Whatever, I don't care.
Yeah.
We just want to get the work done.
Okay.
If I have already implemented this framework, please follow.
Yeah.
And if Jessica cannot come and tell me, no, I'm not following, I prefer that so and so,
Oh,
I
it's
want to let the person sign. That person also same position as the person, right? So no such thing. You have to follow a proper framework in the company. I mean, we must put aside race issue.
Did you have any experience? Because if let's say this framework is already being there in the beginning of the company, and then when we come in for work, so
for example,
do you have any experience? How
Yes.
do you mitigate this situation?
that is a problem. If you join a big company, right? I don't know whether you have tried joining MNC. One thing good about MNC, multinational
Corporation,
corporation, okay? What they do is they give you, they call it orientation week. Whereby when you first join the company, right, they will throw to you all the operating manual. So you are supposed to study the HR manual,
The house
operating,
rules.
the house rules, everything you have to study. So from that, right, if any discrepancies or anything, right, they will ask you go back to the book, which is I find very good. So in a smaller company, right, when they don't have anything, any discrepancy, right, fight among each other. They always fight. I share with you one recent example. The reason why I was I was tasked to go and give this training. The title is Effective Communication Among Senior Managers. Just suddenly, after I finished Rita's TTT programs, somebody called me, said, since you finished already, can you do this seminar for me? I was like, oh, so last minute, but I tried because they make a Zoom meeting for me with the MD and the GM to talk to say what they actually required me to do for them. I said, why? My senior manager, my GM, currently has difficulty to talk to the managers. And I want you to come to the company, okay? to mitigate the issue. I said, okay, but don't you have like a framework, like the, to explain to them what is their authority, this and that. Of course, he Chinaman company so when you try to tell them all these communication all these they feel very, very how to say,
Intimidated?
because they are afraid. Okay, the manager has been there 20 over years. The GM only 3 months.
Oh.
The seniority.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the MD takut because the manager has been there 20 over years. The managing director scared that she will leave if she were to tell her the truth. So it's like, let's say Jacinta has been working there, working under Zino 20 years, but she's very nasty but then she gets her work done. And Zino actually respect her and Zino let her do most of the things her own way. Okay? And then Fatin just joined. Fatin joined as a GM, whereby now she has to report to Fatin. Zino come out with this because Zino said my company is expanding. Everybody said her workload is increasing. Therefore, I need to put one GM on top of her. All the important things she pass to the GM, and then certain things she has to report to the GM. But there is not much clear instruction from the GM. Why? The GM scared. So now the GM make use of me to go in to give talk to how to mitigate the issue. Okay, then I asked the GM, what is your problem? He said, okay, Jacinta, the manager is doing her work now. I have other work which I have given to her a week ago. I just casually went to her. Jacinta, remember last week I asked you the thing, have you finished doing it? Hello, I got other urgent things to do. Your thing, you can do yourself why you need me? So these are the things that he's having. So
do you think that is about respect? And
respect also, Jacinta, the manager has resistant to change. Her attitude. The reason why the GM, the managing director told me, the MD told me, why they want to put somebody on top of her, because she is abusing her power in the office and she has made everybody miserable because of her seniority. So any junior staff, she also hantam. Anyone comes in, she also hantam.
That means as if like the company belongs to her.
Yes.
alone.
Yes. And then, but the MD also cannot get rid of her.
Because she knows,
she's in
she
control of
knows,
so many things.
she knows everything in the company.
Ah.
I think we have lots of these kind of problems actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
So these are the things. Decision making frameworks. They have to give her a very clear, so-called discussion or rather framework to tell her, look here, you are manager, you are GM. This GM comes in, you have to report to him on this. So I feel that there is no clear framework for them. So the MD also, I cannot tell him. I say, boss, because you don't have a proper framework, I cannot say like that. What he wants me to do is come up with the program to mitigate the fighting among the staff. So about 20 staff attended my training, and the GM was sitting here, and the manager was sitting there. So I come up with a lot of like case studies, right? And some games for them to rekindle.
Okay.
Rekindle.
Yeah.
So at the end of the session, the MD, he said, I mean the GM, because the GM attended the training, he said, May, thank you so much. At least I could see during the training, she's actually trying to reach out to us. So internally, actually, the manager, she herself also feel pain inside, but she dare not speak out. But during the training, I slowly bring out all the issues by giving different case studies. And the case studies I have given, right, is actually relating to her. You know what I mean?
Okay. Okay.
So because of that, the MD is very happy lah. He said, at least now you give her this idea that if you are working in the office, we have to work as a team. You are not like Chinese, we say bao ka liao, that means you sapu everything. Bao ka liao, you don't want to share.
Don't want to share. Okay.
So good lah. So now I'm happy that they are okay already. Then now they are maybe planning to have another training. I don't know when. A different title.
Okay.
So good example, right?
Good example, yes.
Next one, documented accountability structure, you have to document down when you put in the job description, right? What they must deliver and accountability. Okay, the deadline, deadline some more what? If the internal control, how often you have to submit, accountable, performance metrics and KPI. Everybody is now talking about KPI. So Zaino, who is measuring your KPI?
Board.
The board. So what kind of KPI?
They give the target that I need to achieve certain amount of income per month, and then to manage the event. How many programs?
So far so good.
So far, see, we have
So far very good.
Oh, board member. Wow.
So far very good. I believe ICE, just to share with you, ICE used to be quite a shaky organization, but when Zaino came in, I could see the shine at the end of the tunnel.
Wow.
And in fact, with his passion and his networking as well, as a very strong person, has quite important networking. Within a year, he's already changed the way of ICE working and bringing more people coming to the events. And he's also able to obtain sponsorship for the event. So, and he keeps on what we call it, building and improving.
And a lot of recognition
Yeah,
also,
yeah.
awards all.
Yes, so it's in a good path. Just that I think ICE has to be firm, because from zero to hero or coming to hero, people has some kind of jealousy and things, right? So I hope that the good governance that ICE put in will make them strong and understand the vision and their what we call it, the goal. So whatever comes in between, they can easily put it away so that the mission along the way is not interrupted. So yeah.
Means the board member has chosen the right candidate
Yes,
for that
yes,
position.
yes,
It
yes.
is very important
Yeah,
to choose
yeah.
the right person
Correct, yeah.
and with the right experience
Yes.
at the right place.
Correct.
So Zaino has
We are very
achieved
lucky.
Yeah.
Yes.
that. Good governance.
Good governance, yeah.
So this is a KPI. I'm sure the junior staff also you have your KPI. Zaino, dah bagi dah.
Yeah, that one.
President belum.
Okay, regular reporting and communication, which I mentioned just now. Fatin, your favorite thing to do? Whistleblower policies and ethics reporting. So you must have whistleblower policies. Let's say you find out somebody has been stealing money from the company, you cannot confront the person, you are very scared. So what you need to do, go back to the policy if the company has one. But it's good for the company to have one actually. Right?
Sometimes, because it happened a long time ago, I think at the time of we all as a team, those who knows about the bad governance that's happening, we are actually, to make a move, we are actually skeptical of it, because we are not sure if things are going to change. And we are not sure if we could trust the people that we are reporting to, because we fear that we might get reviewed and it's going to jeopardize our position instead.
But what she said is true. Like during my experience last time, right, when I found out the company has the overstatement of accounts basically means they do something with the accounts. When I found out, I did not go to Securities Commission. By right, I should personally go to Securities Commission and report, but I'm afraid because I'm a poor girl, I'm not rich. I was driving ganjil, so I'm afraid my life will be jeopardized because the fact that the CEO has given me warning on the phone. So I talked to a few friends. My friends said me, they can just hire someone and pay the someone 3,000 and get him killed. You know, things like that. So that's why this whistleblower policy sometimes is quite a scary thing. And when things happen, I was even called to Bukit Aman office. So I was interrogated by policemen.
Okay.
Yes. So these are the things we want to do, like your case, you already found out you want to do, but who, where should I go? Sometimes we just keep quiet and we just, leave the company. But sometimes before you leave the company, you feel that it's something not right for the person to do, what should I do, right? So now because of my previous company we had issues, SC, Securities Commission, come up with a very comprehensive whistleblower policies. Yeah. So this is the things Next one. D. The last section of this one, compliance and ethics. Written code of conduct, okay, something in writing, easier for the staff to refer. Compliance, training and awareness. Of course, you go to training, then you learn a lot of things about all these governance issues. That's why directors, they are all required to go for mandatory training every year by the authority. Even SME's office can. You have to go for training by SSM, right? Every year. Okay, ethics committee and compliance officers. You have compliance officers in the company. And then the compliance officers or the committee, they are the ones that look into all the compliance issues and the good practice of the company. Whistleblower, protection and reporting. That one I mentioned just now. So, these are the roles and responsibility modules, and the next one will be question and answer session. The first question, maybe you all can go through. How does clarity in roles and responsibilities improve organizational efficiency? How does clarity in roles and responsibilities?
So the person will clear their roles in the company and what they need to do, and then how how their role can improve on the organization efficiency. So it means if they know their own job scope, then the running of the event or the company itself will be run smoothly.
Yeah, true. If you don't know your job scope, right, you will blur everything also you do, and then that will cause a lot of conflicts. Like what happened to the example I gave you just now, the manager and the GM, right, they're fighting with each other. And the next one, what issues emerge when roles and responsibilities are unclear in CG and how they can be resolved? This one we really touched just now. Maybe, Fatin, you can give me some pointers on that. What issues emerge when roles and responsibilities are unclear?
So, for example, if the roles and responsibilities are unclear, so the company would not be productive because the staff would not take on the tasks
Seriously.
that they should do, and they will, if anything happens, they will start blaming other people, saying that
Blaming game, yeah.
this is your job,
Yeah.
because it is not clarified clearly, and it should be resolved by clearly stating the scopes of work initially when they are being appointed, and if there are further scopes that comes up later, they should have discussion with the.
They should be informed now. They should be informed and discuss on what they actually do. Because that is very important, when it comes to your increment.
Yep.
KPI, if let's say they add on things for other your job scope, right? Sometimes people may say that we are very calculative, but that is life, You get me to do extra job, what will I get at the end of the day, right? Things like that. So well, thanks. And then the last one, how does accountability for roles and responsibilities foster transparency and ethics in corporate culture? There's nothing to ask me.
No, it's like I understand the topic, like I understand all the point of view from each and every one of you, but somehow I wouldn't say relate, I can relate, but I just don't have.
But sometimes to relate to this kind of thing, you must experience it. Like Fatin, she gave me a lot of examples, especially on.
I'm not sure if she's experiencing it or she had experienced it.
But Zaino will understand more because she is in that kind of position, right? Then she
Yeah.
will roughly know because he's in the corporate, someone he's a head, right?
Yeah.
I think one of the examples that I've been through regarding accountability and also transparency is where they have a playground company in Finland. So every staff in the company knows what is the company income. So they have put it into the cafe. So they told, okay, this is the income for this month and the next period is the target income.
Oh,
So when the income is going down, it's something like slowly. So the staff understand that okay, they will find another job before they means the company itself will be reduce the working force, and they will go find other jobs. And then when the company is going back, they go back to the same company.
that means they give the staff advance notice first lah.
Yeah, the staff itself really into the account. So example like they have pandemic and everything, sales everything going down, so they will do other jobs first. Then when it comes to the company is getting better, they will join back.
This happened in Finland.
This happened in Finland because I think that's the first company I see the income of the company.
So that means they are so transparent that the staff actually know the company that they join, whether it's making
Making
profit
money
or
or
not.
not. Yeah.
Do you think that is good?
Because they have a flexibility to the staff. Example like okay, they know because of the economy and everything, the company income is reduced. So it might be job loss and everything. So they need to cut loose some of the jobs. So the staff prepare for that. They find another job first, just to secure for a certain month. When the company getting better, they will come back. Yeah. So they have a flexibility. That's the only company
Yeah, but very strange. In Japan,
Yeah.
right? I mean, in Japan, if you change job more than 2 times, you're considered a very bad staff.
Oh, really?
They are very loyal. Because I have worked in the Japanese firm for like a few months. In fact, you all will know the name of my
culture
organization.
is different.
I tell you, the culture I cannot accept it.
Yeah.
Their clarity of roles and responsibility, I think, is like too much. You see, the working hours is actually 8:30 to 6 o'clock. 8:30 to 6 o'clock. Okay. So once I finish my duty at 6 o'clock, when there was one time I was packing, I want to go to the room. Then, because in the Japanese firm they have a few Japanese staff, so the Japanese PA came running after me. Mei-san, you cannot go back. I say, huh? Well, I finished my work already. No. In our country, even though you finish work, you have to pretend you're not finished work. It means even you have finished work, you have to pretend. I say, how to pretend? He said, you can pretend by taking a piece of cloth like wiping your table. The boss just want you to sit in the office. I say, why like that? Because Mesa, the boss is still inside.
Yeah. Their culture, if the boss still inside the office, you cannot go back early as a boss.
So, if the boss goes back at 9 o'clock, I have to stay there, wiping window,
Serious?
wipe the table, like that. So sorry lah, I'm not that kind of person. I told the person, I said, Nuru-san, sorry, my time of working is 8:30 to 6 o'clock. I'm going back now. Thank you. Arigato. I went back. And because of that, right, the CEO, he hated me a lot.
Oh.
He hated me a lot. And then he tried to find fault on me. To me, it's like, I can find job elsewhere. So after I joined, only like, before my confirmation, like 3 months, 4 months, I leave. You know why? They are so funny. Their computer and their PC, you cannot use thumb drive. You are not allowed. Nobody in the office can use thumb drive. For don't know what kind of protection. That's number 1, which I cannot tahan. Number 2, you cannot access to your Yahoo, you cannot access to your Hotmail, you cannot access to any of your external account. You cannot access to internet. Listen, you cannot access to internet. Only the senior management can access to internet. Senior management means director level and above, or the GM level and above. That's number 2. And then because the fact that 400 staff share one water dispenser. So our water always not enough, the hot water. So I will quietly get a small little kettle and put under my desk. Because I want to drink morning, sometimes coffee or whatnot, I go and get water cannot. 400 staff sharing one water dispenser, you imagine? But you cook, right? So what I do is like, I boil water under my table. So they found out. They said, May, you want to do that, you be careful. You are using the office electricity. I said, okay. So that one time I was boiling water, the water boil already got a lot of smoke come out, right? Then the PA, the PA is the PA to the CMD lah, came running after me, you know. May, he's back already, May. You better don't let him see the smoke. Then she held me like that. So, this kind of culture, right? If you ask me, I don't know whether it's good governance or bad governance. To me, it's bad governance because you are not taking the welfare of the staff. It's not because we are abusing our power or what. First thing, your water dispenser, 400 staff sharing one, is that fair? Not fair, right? And 400 staff sharing only 2 toilets. So sometimes the toilet you cannot use, I have to cross the road to go to opposite toilet. So these are the things lah. A lot of things happen in company like that. But who are we to comment? Who are we to say, right? We all voice down to the leader lah.
I think everyone company do like that in Malaysia.
Oh.
You cannot use internet in the office.
Yeah.
Only one laptop, one PC that can access to the internet.
Yeah. Correct.
They have one. The landscape companies.
You know what actually triggered my leaving? I feel like I want to leave the company immediately. I was sitting at my place, the MD's room is open, and our head of IT was standing outside the MD's room, like that. And I could hear the MD talking to him. I think his name is Lee lah. Lee is a GM. So the MD shouted at him. No, typical Japanese boss, when they get angry, they don't care what they shout. Then the MD shouted at him, Lee-san, you are stupid. And then the Lee-san there, yes sir. Lee-san, you don't know how to do your job properly. Yes sir. Then I was like, you are Malaysian? And you like, yes sir, we are not in the Japanese occupation. Why would you do like this? So when I see that kind of culture, right, I tell myself, May better prepare to leave. So I left. I left after that. I cannot work in this kind of culture, in this kind of environment. Yeah. So before we end, I just want to share with you on the clarity of the governance and framework. My previous company, which I told you all just now, the CEO was not given a clear decision making framework, right? So he abused his power. So he abused his power so much so that he did a lot of overstatement of accounts. That means he calls a shot. And then when the board members asked him to disclose things, like he just like pretend to know lah. And the board members also never asked him the right questions during the meeting. So when the auditor found out that our accounts are actually fake, that means you did not achieve 30 million per year, but he announced that you achieved 30 million per year to impress the public. That's why the share price keeps shooting up. So that is called misleading information to the public. So that's why after the thing happened, when the authority want to catch him, right, he ran away already. So now he's still MIA, still missing actually. We have no idea, but I heard that he's in Canada.
Not in Malaysia.
Not in Malaysia. Because if he comes in, our government will catch him.
Yeah, the immigration, yeah.
Actually, also I find sorry to say that sometimes our government also one thing. They took his passport. And subsequently, before his court case, right, he applied to the court to say that he needs to travel.
Yeah, they can pay certain amount.
Then he took the passport.
Yeah.
You give passport already, of course the person
Yeah.
Same thing.
Because there are like such clause where you can pay a certain amount, get back your passport, then go for the place where you want to go, and then come back and they will take back the passport. But if they don't come back, gone, the case gone.
So the moral story is in any organization, right, the most important thing about a company is that the leader. You have poor leadership, right? You affect the whole organization. So we will conclude today on module 2. Recognizing and defining roles and responsibilities within the organization is the cornerstone for effective CG. This clarity ensures that every individual understands their part in achieving the organization's goal, leading to improved efficiency, accountability, and ethical behavior. By fostering a culture of transparency and responsibility, organization can not only navigate challenges more effectively, but also build trust with stakeholders and contribute to long-term success. Successful company, if you check in details, right, they are very transparent. If you go inside. Okay, so any other question? If no question, then we will, we will proceed to do your assignment, and then you can go and have your coffee break before you go to module 3. Okay? Okay, everybody?
Thank you. Thank you so much.